Welcome back to SERI SCAM, where truth isn't just stranger than fiction, it's worth billions. Last time, we followed two young brothers who vanished with 69,000 bitcoins, $4 billion. Gone, no warning, no trace. But today's story, it's bigger, slicker, and far more terrifying. Because this time, the man behind the scam didn't disappear into the shadows. He stepped into the spotlight. He smiled. He gave interviews. He told the world he wanted to save it. This is the story of Sam Bankman-Fried, the so-called altruist billionaire. The man who said he didn't care about money, wore wrinkled t-shirts, gave away millions to charities, preached ethics at conferences, and promised to donate 99% of his wealth to fight climate change, global pandemics, and human extinction. But behind all that soft-spoken humility was something far more dangerous. A hidden backdoor. A secret mechanism buried deep in the code that let him quietly siphon more than $10 billion in customer funds, all while claiming to build a better, safer world. And somehow, it worked. For years. He wasn't just another crypto bro. He was the chosen one. Magazines called him the next Warren Buffett. Politicians praised him as a visionary. Investors lined up to throw money at him. Celebrities endorsed him. He shared stages with Bill Clinton, testified before Congress, slept on beanbags, ate junk food during interviews, lived in a $40 million beach villa, and still claimed to be humble. He was everywhere, and no one asked the hard questions. Because Sam was smart, because Sam was awkward, because Sam talked about doing good. He didn't build a product, he built a persona, and people didn't just trust FTX, they trusted him. Until the day everything collapsed. November 2022. A humid night in the Bahamas. Sam stands barefoot on his balcony, staring into the ocean in that same dirty t-shirt. Inside his luxury villa, whiteboards are covered in scribbles, philosophy quotes, risk equations, complex schemes about saving the world. But outside, the world is catching fire. Millions of FTX users, from California to Seoul, are locked out of their accounts. Their money? Gone. Entire life savings? Vanished. Chaos spreads. News alerts explode. Markets crash. Hedge funds panic. And Sam? He says nothing. No tweets, no press releases, just silence from the man who never stopped talking. This wasn't just another crypto crash. This was betrayal on a mythic scale. A trust so deeply violated, it sent shockwaves through an entire industry. Because this time, it wasn't greed dressed as greed. It was greed dressed as virtue. And it began not with a hack, not with a bug, but with a man who convinced the world he was different, that he was better, that he was building a new system, while quietly rigging it behind the scenes. So how did he pull it off? And more importantly, how did he almost get away with it? Let's go back, not to the crash, but to the origin of the myth. 5 years before the collapse, Sam Bankman-Fried wasn't a household name. He was just a 25-year-old MIT graduate, tucked away in a cluttered office surrounded by half-eaten takeout and blinking monitors. But behind that unassuming exterior, the messy hair, the awkward stare, the hunched-over posture of a math nerd, was a mind already mapping out the next great empire. It started with arbitrage. Simple, legal, lucrative. Buy Bitcoin on one exchange for $10,000. Sell it on another for $11,000. Pocket the difference. Rinse. Repeat. Sam launched Alameda Research, a trading firm run by his friends, his girlfriend, and people who believed in his vision. And in just months, millions flowed in. But Sam wasn't chasing millions. He wasn't here to win the game. He was here to rewrite it. In 2019, he launched FTX, Not just another crypto exchange, but a weaponized platform engineered for speed, sophistication, and professional appeal. It looked clean. It ran fast. It did what no other exchange could do. Traders loved it. Investors worshipped it. And the media couldn't get enough of its oddball creator. Because Sam wasn't like the others. While other billionaires wore suits, he wore cargo shorts. While others posed with yachts, he tweeted memes from a beanbag. He said he didn't care about money, just impact. And people believed him. That's what made it work. He branded himself as the anti-billionaire billionaire. Someone who had the genius of Einstein, the heart of Gandhi, and the scruffiness of a college dropout who accidentally stumbled into billions. It was the ultimate PR shield, and it worked like a charm. By 2021, FTX was processing tens of billions of dollars in trades every single day. It was valued at $32 billion. And the world couldn't get enough. Sequoia, SoftBank, BlackRock, all lined up to throw in their millions. Athletes, celebrities, senators. Everyone wanted a piece of Sam Bankman-Fried. And Sam? He kept repeating the same lines, like a mantra. I don't want money. I want to help the world. He said he would give away 99% of his fortune. He said he cared about ethics. He said crypto could solve everything, from pandemics to poverty. He said he'd save humanity. And then he said it again, and again, and again. But behind that curtain of buzzwords and TED Talks was something else, something darker. Because while FTX was surging, Alameda Research, his original firm, was bleeding. And no one knew it. Not the investors, not the regulators, not the media. Because Sam made sure of that. He built a firewall of secrecy, filled the boardrooms with loyalists, and wrote code that would change everything. A backdoor. One that let Alameda siphon billions in customer funds directly from FTX without approval, without oversight, without a trace. And what did they do with it? They gambled on startups, on tokens, on unregulated bets. They bought luxury villas in the Bahamas, private jets, political influence, Super Bowl commercials, naming rights to arenas. And when the trades failed, and they failed big, they didn't stop. They used more customer money. And still, Sam kept smiling. Still. He sat on stages next to world leaders, telling us all how to be better people. Still. He looked straight into the camera and told the world, I just want to help. But the truth, he wasn't giving the world a gift. He was selling a fantasy built on trust, a fantasy bought with billions, and like all fantasies, it was bound to break. But here's the most chilling part. Sam didn't need to be a criminal mastermind. He didn't need a mask, or a secret island, or a getaway plan. He just needed a story. One that made people feel like they were part of something bigger, something noble, something world-changing. And in the end, that story was more powerful than any smart contract or line of code. Because it didn't just move money, it moved belief. That's the real danger, not the scam itself, but how easy it was to believe in it. In a world driven by headlines, hype, and hope, the line between visionary and fraud isn't just thin, it's invisible, until it's too late. So next time someone promises to save the world with your money, maybe ask them where the money goes first. Because as we've learned, even the most generous billionaires might just be borrowing your future to fund their fantasy. As always, this isn't financial advice, just one piece of the story. The decision is yours.